Okay guys, I think this is my most unpopular opinions that I've ever done on this channel. Okay, so stick with me. So please understand that the opinion is not condoning the behavior, but more so looking at it from a different aspect. I'm only explaining that because, you know, with these types of videos, you gotta do a disclaimer or people get in the comments section typing away. But anyways, let's get right into it. The first case. Skinny talk is extremely detrimental to your health. Skinny talk is this sector on TikTok where people that have lost weight or have been skinny their entire life teach you how to maintain being skinny. Now, some of the videos on there aren't bad. They're just straight up videos that are teaching people how to stay skinny and do it in a healthy way. But that isn't the majority. The majority is teaching people unhealthy habits that will result in ED. Now, I know many of you that are watching this may be divided on this opinion. Many of you may agree with me. You may even say things like, doesn't everyone think this way? How is this unpopular? But with my recent research, many people do not think this way, and they even believe that skinny talk is good for them. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be skinnier or trying to maintain being a certain size. But it becomes a problem when people are using horrible methods to stay thin.
If you want to be skinny, get yourself together every day. Put effort into yourself every single day. I do my makeup, I do my hair, and I put on a nice top that makes me feel confident every day. Because not less than 20 minutes ago, I was feeling so emotionally overwhelmed, so stressed. I had the urge to stress eat and emotionally eat. And I wanted to stuff my face and say, F this, who cares about being skinny? Who cares about this lifestyle? Like, I was spiraling, right?
Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but if you are already skinny and you have to put makeup on and put on a nice outfit just so you can remember that you are actually skinny, just so you don't fall into a binge eating fit or whatever, it seems to me that something is mentally wrong here. Okay, but there's more. That's why I'm so sick of these bitches. How many you won't think something like you won't think something like I don't understand how you gonna be naked. You understand what you want to say. Next time I wake up, you just look me wrong. You gonna do.
Have you heard of the 3-bite rule? I think it was Liv Schmidt that came up with it. I hate that her account is no longer on TikTok, but it's the 3-bite rule. And I started implementing that whenever I was having cravings. Basically, you take the first bite to satisfy the craving, the second bite to savor the flavor, the third bite, okay, you're good. And then after that, you're pushing it away. The 3-bite rule, it's actually really smart. And I started implementing it. Why? Because I feel like it's important not to necessarily restrict all the foods. And so when you crave something, you don't have to overindulge in it. You can literally just like, okay, I'm going to have a couple bites and then I'm going to put it away.
Now, this last one, I'm not going to drag her by any means because as someone that is on a weight loss journey, I used to do something similar when it came to like True Fruit or, you know, a chocolate bar. And I'm going to let you guys on a little secret. Choosing to only eat 3 bites of something that you deem sweet isn't going to make that much of a big difference in your weight loss journey. Now, if you are a person that doesn't even eat something sweet on a daily basis or let alone a consistent weekly basis, you might as well just eat the entire chocolate bar. You know, it's not going to make that difference. I understand we think it is, but I promise you it's not going to make that big of a difference. Not the way that these girls are teaching you. I mean, for crying out loud, a lot of them only eat 800 calories a day. So maybe you could have 2 chocolate bars a day and you'll get to 1500 calories. But anyways, and the reason why I'm so gung-ho about this is because a lot of young girls are starting to adopt patterns of like anorexia. And I know many women that think like this or operate with this type of mindset. They tell themselves like, I don't care. I'd rather be skinny. And yeah, you'll be skinny, but you'll hate yourself. You'll be skinny and you'll still have mental issues just like the first girl that I showed you guys. I mean, if you got to do all that, I mean, you're already skinny. You're already there. And if you have to do all that to remind yourself that you're skinny so you don't end up fat, that is absolutely insane. My goodness. Meaning that you have a fear of gaining weight, which is the exact definition of anorexia. And don't even get me started on these girls that are saying that they consume this type of content so that they can be motivated to work out. Let me tell you something. Motivation is a sugar rush high. If you consume too much of it, you will collapse. Okay? You will eventually collapse.
Controversial opinion. Body positivity did not make you gain weight, and skinny talk is not making you lose weight. If someone telling you to love yourself at any size made you gain weight, that's on you. And if you need someone to body shame you into making healthy choices in your life, you don't need a diet, you need therapy.
But anyways, next case.
I'm an anime fan. Yes, I am. If you already can't tell by the outro in my videos. Anyways, speaking on Apothecary Diaries, I do think that Mao Mao likes Jinchi. She just isn't aware of her feelings. To me, it's a little bit more obvious,
But to everyone else, it's not.
they keep even bringing up her political status, as if that even really matters. I mean, the Emperor and Jinchi's fake mom already gave him their blessing, so like, what more do they need? But I kind of feel like everyone needs to understand the writers are making it seem like she doesn't like him to pull at our heartstrings so that the show will continue being a slow burn. Not to mention in the light novels, apparently they do eventually end up together. Anyways, next case. I am so annoyed by the dogpiling on Alabama Barker. Like, none of it has to do with the situation at hand. And before you click off, listen to what I have to say. She did sleep with Danielle's baby daddy / husband and didn't care. So yes, she deserves to be called out for that. But the way that everyone's dragging her for like the J Cinco live or whatever is kind of weird to me. It's like everybody's nitpicking everything that she says, as if most young women don't act the same way. I mean, has anyone talked to the average 19-year-old girl these days? Y'all carry yourselves just like her. Not to mention the fact that y'all keep calling her out of her name, but then be the same people that support music like Sexy Red or anything doing with vulgarity
And or over-sexualized entertainment. And I hate the fact that I gotta take up for it in a way by having this opinion, because I really don't care for Alabama Barker anyways. But like all internet situations, when we begin to focus on the things that don't matter, we begin to forget what does.
But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next case. There is a narcissistic mom movement that has been happening for a while, like years, but I'm just now calling it out on this channel. But anyways, there's this movement of mothers getting on the internet to express how good of a mom that they are, when in actuality they are enabling their kids. And many of them do this because they want people to sympathize with motherhood. Motherhood is not easy, but some of you guys lie about the different kinds of hard that it can be. It's normal for toddlers to throw tantrums here and there. It's normal for kids to have a short attention span. It's normal for kids to not like certain foods. It's not normal for kids to beat their mom up constantly. It's not normal for a child to not know their name past the age of 3. It's not normal for a child to have an extreme bougie taste in food. Understand, that is all byproduct of your parenting, not the byproduct of how children just are. And next case. Some pretty people have nasty habits, and we don't talk about that enough, but I'm gonna make a longer video explaining those habits, so stay tuned. Many Christian women and religious women are extremely modest because of their insecurities. And I'm also going to take it a step further and say modesty doesn't have to be whitewashed. Why is it that when every woman gets saved, y'all start dressing like a model from Simply Southern or a 2012 Old Navy commercial? Or y'all start dressing like y'all live under a dictatorship? Like, what happened to color and having a sense of style? I feel like modesty, including a bunch of other religious things that mirror the Christian faith, plays a role in the idea that the Christian belief is whitewashed when it is in fact not. Fast fashion has skewed everyone's perception of how much an item of clothing should cost. I'm seeing millennials say that they paid $500 for their little ugly prom dress back in 2010. No tea, no shade. So what makes you think in 2025 you are going to get the black prom experience for less than $300? Y'all need to be for real. Then don't get me started on how everyone says, oh, it's giving Shein, when in reality it's not. Just because you see something on Shein doesn't mean that it's giving Shein. As a designer, none of the skirts that I showed y'all are easy to make. So I don't know why anybody would believe that charging less than $30 for this type of skirt is ethical.
The popularity of this specific ratchet culture is how the media is going to normalize pedophilia, at least within a certain demographic. Lil RT can only thrive because this type of culture exists in the media. Of course, he isn't the first child that's tried what he's tried, but he is the first child that didn't fail miserably. This type of media is consistent with blurring the lines, which makes it easy for people to overlook certain wrong behavior. You guys, as I'm doing research, it's been really hard for me to do research throughout this entire video, but these are the things that people said in the comment section of the Sukihana post that I just showed you guys. It is absolutely disgusting, which I feel like all of this validates my opinion even further, but I'm going to go on ahead and move on to the next opinion because I don't want to go too deep in. So, next opinion. If you like fashion, you're not doing too much. Well, some of y'all are, but if you like fashion and you're normal, right, you're not doing too much. So especially for my like white people and black people, both of y'all listen up. I'm gonna start with the whites, okay? If you're a white person watching this video and you love fashion or non-basic outfits,
Do not allow other white people to crap on your ideas. White people can be extremely basic.
And a wise person once said, ordinary people do not have unordinary ideas.
All right, black people, it's y'all's turn. If you're a black person that loves showing your art or personality through the way that you dress, do not allow what others say to get you down. We are living in a time where people spend so much time on the internet that every fashion trend has become some negative think piece. Remember, the demon inside of mean people is never satisfied with peace, so something is always going to have to bother them. And the reason why I decided to divide this conversation between races is because black people that put other black people down for their choice in fashion usually have a decent sense of fashion taste. So their mean opinions can sometimes be misguided as facts. But anyways, there's nothing wrong with having fun with your clothes or self-expression. Remember, it's your life. Try to enjoy it. Now, for all my fellow black people, go on and ahead and unfollow all those black media pages. I promise you're not missing out on anything. I really don't understand why so many people still follow them. Like, y'all should have said deuces to them back in like 2018 to 2020. And also, y'all don't get that their entire content is supposed to get you to come into agreement with gossiping about things that are not real. So the more you talk about it, the more you will believe it, which trains your mind to become triggered. So you spend more time daydreaming over a made up situation instead of progressing. Okay. Not to mention, it keeps you on the internet longer, making these billionaires more richer.
Been at like couples and people in the league, and we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah. Right. And then I was like, maybe I noticed, people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Right. But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play with him? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron. Like when soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh. They be dicked out.
I am a little lost for words. Not really, because this is Kevin Gates. But it has been a really long time since I've looked at a Shade Room post. Like, it has been years. And I am just, what? But anyways, you guys get the point. I'm going to move on to my next opinion. So, yeah, next case.
If you're a teenager or a young person, especially a teenage girl, please let the jealousy that you have for other girls on the internet go. Yes, I know it bothers you when you see young people living a lifestyle that you don't have. But you have to learn that comparing your life to theirs is not going to make your life better.
And please do not miss out on enjoying life because you compare your accomplishments to theirs, okay? So what if you didn't graduate at 17 with a 5.0 GPA and you're going to be attending a top university in the fall? That's okay. That's okay, okay? Learn to enjoy things as they are. And if you desire a better life, then work for it. But jealousy is never the answer, okay? I know that this opinion is not really unpopular, but I just feel like I had to say that, especially with graduation and prom around the corner. I know many of you are looking on social media and you're seeing people go all out for these type of events, and you feel as if, man, like, I wish I could go all out, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. It's okay. It's okay. It will get better. It will get better. Even if it doesn't get big, it will get better, okay? And last but not least, the Coachella outfits this year really sucked. They really sucked. I know everybody's been kind of saying that, but even the outfits that people say that ate, they did not eat to me. It was like a minimal few that I saw that ate. Even the people in the background of the photos didn't even eat. Like, it just, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Bye.